So I'm Milda from Vilnius. Today I will represent Construction Sector Development Agency. It is established by Environment Ministry, and our main function is to ensure the quality of the territory planning. And so I will start, yes. So the first question is lots of residents enough to have a vibrant city? And maybe this question today, especially after this whole day of amazing presentations about public spaces, looks quite weird. But actually, it is not that weird, still in Lithuania at least, because we still have a lot of discussions about that with developers and even with some municipalities. And here you can see Vilnius. This is the map of population density. The green color, the deeper green color means that it is a bigger density of population. And we see a lot of territories colored green, but actually, when we see on your right side, you see the red territory, which is modernist planning, and with the blue circle, you can see the old town. And as the density looks pretty much the same, but the result of the vibrancy of the city is completely different. In the old town, it is really a lot of people, and people are spending a lot of time outside in between the buildings, and in the modernist planning, the spaces are quite empty. We started to look how it was before. We analyzed our history towns. Basically, in Lithuania, we have a problem that a lot of our historical towns were destroyed during the Second World War. Like, for example, here is Biržai, one small town. And we can see on one side the 16th century picture, where it is a clear structure. We can see the main square of the city, the street networks, and well-defined urban blocks. And we can see on the right side, this is nowadays structure, and basically everything was demolished. We can see only maybe some network of the streets, but the blocks were demolished, and in some parts they are still empty, and in some parts only modernist planning was developed later. This is another example. It is Vilkaviškis, another small town, and on the upper pictures, we can see more views of the city than we can see now. And basically, we can see as well that this town was demolished, and in the previous years, the perimeter structure, the well-defined streetscape was probably kind of creating the more city livability. And what if there is no spatial structure? So this is a real example of our suburbs. Actually, this is only one screenshot, but we have vast territories in the suburbs of our main cities, which were developed without territorial planning, and this is becoming even more and more big problem in these territories. And another thing, what is the urban structure provide nothing to do in between the spaces. If the buildings doesn't provide anything to do in the areas around them. So we kind of developed this simple model that, yes, for sure, population density, the residents are very important in territories, in lively territories, but spatial structure and availability of services are another key factors. So about the structure and population, it is quite easy to measure them, but how about availability of services? How to measure availability of services, how to measure vibrancy of the city overall. So our agency started to develop a project together with partners And we wanted to find a solution how to objectively measure those things. So as I showed the previous models, we took the data of the residents, of the structures and functions. For functions, we took the function of the plots, the greenery and water, to make sure that we are watching the open spaces, not only the buildings themselves, and developed a simulation. Here I'm showing you the agent analysis. This is a simple analysis with mathematical rules, how basically we can model or guess how people are using the open spaces. In our analysis, we are using a little bit different method, but principles are the same. And from this data, we created 5 different maps representing 5 different aspects. The main aspects basically have 3. So the first one is the most pedestrian accessible locations where the highest building density is found. And only buildings that support street culture are considered. So the street culture, we are saying that those are the buildings where people are living, spending there most of the times. So basically we are not counting the industrial buildings, something like that. The second map is about the water, the third about green spaces, and then 2 more kind of sub-maps are for commercial buildings only and public purpose buildings. And here I will show you only the results, short results of Vilnius as our main city, and Klaipėda because it is our main seashore city, so probably it is the most similar to Riga, but we have the data for all Lithuania. So this is the map which I mentioned before about the street culture. The lighter the color is, it means that there is more street culture, or that street culture is more accessible for pedestrians. And here I made a quick sketch just to make you easier to understand to read this map. So basically in here we can see the main centers of both cities, other 15-minute neighborhoods in the urban core, then the transport arteries and commercial clusters, and more distant 15-minute neighborhood towns. And we can see as well the modernist planning, basically, because those are all the time the darker colors. It means those maps represent perfectly that actually the main idea which I show you in the first slide, that the city center is small, lively and vibrant, and modernist cities are not welcome for pedestrians. This is the green space map, and comparing two cities, Vilnius and Klaipėda, we can see that in Vilnius overall we have better situation for greenery. In Klaipėda it is not that good. This is the same structure of the urban units. And as well, we can interpret the map, for example, later on analyzing the causation of the dark areas. And here, for example, we can notice already the suburb areas and other territories with sparse greenery or poor pedestrian access to it. Third map, it is about the water. So this is just a short note. In Vilnius, we have one river, basically. So the accessibility, it is not very good. But for example, in Klaipėda, we have sea, but still the results in the map are not very supporting the vibrant service of the city overall, because the accessibility to the city for pedestrians is not very comfortable. Another thing which we did in this project, for us it was very important how not only how to measure the vibrancy, but as well how to compare the cities or compare the territories, different territories, especially that we have those 5 different aspects. So we made this scatter plot where we can see basically in the right corner up, it is the best situation, and in the opposite corner is the worst situation. And here in those scatter plots, basically we were comparing 2 different indicators all the time. And the weight of the indicator, so basically how many of this factor, for example, how many greenery pedestrians can access, and the correlation as well with another aspect. So here, for example, are the cities, our biggest cities in Lithuania, and this is the map of the population quantity and its correlation with street culture supporting buildings. And here, for example, we can see that overall cities are in better situation than overall towns of Lithuania. And Kaunas and Panevėžys are the best cities. Another thing is that we can see the trend line, which is the dotted line, which is going down. It means basically that the more population we have, the less street culture we have in those territories. And it basically represents, again, the modernist planning. Just to compare, it is another scatter plot for the same aspects, but just the smallest dwarf towns. And we can see the blue cross. It is much further away to the left side from comparing to the old cities. And the main insight is basically that in our small towns, we don't have street culture almost at all. And the third map, I wanted to show you just a little bit different aspects. So here is the average accessible water areas and correlation with street culture. And here, this is the set of our recreational towns. And we can see Trakai. This is our historical town close to Vilnius. The castle town, which is all street culture, all the shops, restaurants, and everything is basically between the lakes. So the correlation is the best. And I don't know if somebody has been, I believe that Latvians have been into the Trakai, so you can feel that this is really the essence, how you feel it, the city, that you really enjoy the water and the street culture all together. So, what brings life to public spaces? After this project, we think that our basic model is correct, but the key aspects, especially availability of functions, has to be evaluated from three different things. It has to be a different variety of functions. It has to be a right amount of functions. More is better usually, but probably not all the time. And the functions have to have a right place. So that's it. Thank you very much.